Hello, hello, you beautiful Simmers. My name is Erin, I play The Sims, and we're rebuilding Willow Creek with a more New Orleans flair. Right behind me, as you can see, is Mama Laveau, who is just messing around in her garden. I did go ahead and give her a little bit more. Last episode, we worked on the exterior of this build, the side yard, and the back porch. Mama is just enjoying the fruits of our labor. I did go ahead and give her a flower arranging table and little planters because of her love of and knowledge of medicinal herbs and flowers and plants and how they work together. I think it's going to be very central for this sim. We have her lovely cat who is just running around as he is accustomed to doing. I can't wait to see what you guys have suggested to name him. I am pre-filming actually right now. I didn't think I was going to, but my youngest son, Gideon, who is 10, has expressed interest in learning to edit. So I'm actually pre-filming so that he has some to edit. Oh my goodness, this cat is taking us everywhere. I love that. Again, cannot wait to see you guys' lovely comments and see what you guys thought of this household. But before this cat takes us literally all over Foundry Cove, let me pause, get back into build mode, and let's get started. There we are. That's a little bit better. So you guys, I've done a few changes. I've kind of filled out the greenery a little bit on this lot, really moved around some landscaping. I put up some vines on this shed, this mystery shed. So I can't wait to see what you guys are thinking for what this shed is going to be used for. Again, I did give her a flower arranging table. I thought that it would be a nice touch if she were like making things and gifts for other people. The flower arrangements actually have gameplay attached to them, so they can affect your mood, which I thought was right up Madame Laveau's alley. We've also got a little bit of catnip in this first box, which I thought would be important because she loves the local cat colony. We just have some flowers to help her with her flower arranging, and we've got some just herbs. She's got a parsley plant right now. She's also got some magical herbs. Again, no magical powers, but she knows how things work together, okay? It's almost like magic. I also gave her front porch a little bit of an update. I'm terrible at potted plants and realized that I didn't put any kind of a rug down, so I wanted to change that. Also gave her cat a place to lounge because I think that, you know, cats they're a big part of her helping this community, really making sure that the local cat colony is healthy. I think she probably participates in some programs with her local rescue. You guys, today I went ahead and sort of pre-wallpapered the place. These aren't the wallpapers we're gonna stick with. It'll just sort of help me to be able to get in the mood. I've also put down some floor tiles. So we have this absolutely beautiful wood tile from the Paranormal Stuff Pack. We're going to see a lot of that here. Strangerville Paranormal. We'll see Cats and Dogs, Laundry Day. We're going to see a lot of some Country Kitchen. So just very colorful, vibrant, but also worn pieces that have a lot of history in them. Madame Laveau has had an entire life, and I want to communicate that in this build. So let's get started. Again, my build notes are on this screen next to me. So if you see me looking off of camera, that's why. So first and foremost, we have to change this wallpaper. I think I'll go for this nice bright yellow swatch. Madame Laveau actually really loves yellow. We're then gonna pop in that absolutely beautiful wallpaper from Paranormal. I love this. I love the pattern. I don't think it's too much. It's nice and neutral background with some gorgeous pattern. Here, I like the white crown molding. I think it matches pretty well. And this is gonna match in with her furniture, which we're also going to be nabbing from Paranormal largely. So, first and foremost, I think we're gonna go ahead and give her a nice little TV cabinet. Mama Laveau definitely has a TV. I like to think of her sort of catching up on her stories. That just makes me really happy. Mama Laveau has seen a lot. She's been through a lot of history, I think. Her and her family. She's almost wise beyond her lifetime. Ooh, let's do this. Yeah, let's do that. Oh, I like that much better. I like that swatch a lot better. Mama Laveau absolutely has a TV. She loves the way that things were. very normal to sort of miss that. But she also appreciates where things are going, which is something that I really like about her. She doesn't try to stop progress. She wants to encourage it. Couple of chairs we're gonna pull out. I love this sofa. I think it looks absolutely beautiful. We're going to pull a little side table out for her. Now, I do have move objects on, bb.move objects, but I have to admit that I am a function over form kind of gal. I'm a story player first, storyteller first. And if the routing is all jacked up, it's not gonna work for me. I'm not gonna be happy or play in the save file very long. That being said, if I see someone's build on the gallery and it's beautiful, but it just, it doesn't work for my preferences, then I am not going to sit here and razz the builder about why did you make it so cluttered. It's my job to make sure that it works in my game. I appreciate their creativity, but in my own save file that I'm building, I don't foresee it being super cluttered. If the clutter would get in the way of normal game function, then I'm just not gonna do it. Oh my goodness, the placement of these windows is so crazy right now. And I'm gonna overlap these on each window. You don't have to have bb.move objects on in order for that to happen. I do love that the Sims team allowed that because this is gorgeous, but it looks like a half finished window to me. So the fact that we can layer these, even without the cheat that I'm using on, is so appreciated, much appreciated. We've got our main seating going on. I didn't want overly much, but I did want enough for Madame to be able to have a few house guests over, invite, I don't know, maybe a gentleman friend, maybe a lady friend over to watch TV, or, certainly I think if anybody is asking for her help, I wanted them to be able to be comfortable. This is rather cute. I have it in a different swatch in my practice build, but I think I like it in this swatch better. We're going much lighter with pops of color everywhere than what I originally went for. Now, like I said, Mama Laveau loves color. I think that she just took a shining to this purple rug and is like, hey, I know that my living room is largely yellows, blues, and whites, but I'm gonna make it fit. I think that she just wants a statement rug. And then we're gonna swing over this way near the front door, and I'm actually gonna put in a little desk for her. We're gonna do this in that beautiful blue, and I'm gonna give her a nice yellow chair, because if I can commit to anything, it's a color story. I wanna give her this beautiful paranormal shelf. We're going to put all sorts of lovely trinkety stuff on here to help tell the story. We're just not there right now. My idea for why all of this furniture matches so well, essentially Mama just painted it. She got it from different sources at different points in her life and decided that she was just gonna paint everything one day. This would have been done, probably about 15 years ago in her time, but she's wise with her money. She doesn't want to waste a whole bunch on replacing perfectly good furniture, even if it doesn't match. So she got creative, and we love her for it. So rather than doing another one of these beautiful side tables from the Paranormal pack, I'm gonna go to the Decor to the Max pack and pop out this beautiful little glass side table. It has the same kind of vibes, but it's a little spot of color. Let's pop in some bookshelves over here. So we're gonna go to storage, and I'm gonna pull out the Mandrake bookshelf in this nice white. I think that it matches her molding, her baseboards. So I really do love that. I think it's a good way to balance a lot of strong colors. And we're going to totally ignore that these bookshelves come from the Realm of Magic pack. Absolutely, she is not a spellcaster. That's just rumor. The magical herbs in her garden, just a coincidence. It's that you misunderstand it, yada, 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 all that. Like I said, I think Madame Laveau is in on quite a lot of the lore around her, and I think that she really leans in and plays it up. I think part of this is to participate in sort of the magic of the childhood of the kids around her. I think that she knows that everybody needs a little bit to question and believe in, and that's sort of exciting. I think the other part of it is that it's useful to her. It's absolutely useful to her. I think that she's got this is the haunted house that came out with the paranormal pack. You can download it from the gallery. But this, I think, is just historical photos or a framed historical photo, maybe of another property that the Laveaus have owned as a family, somewhere around there. I think this property is very important to Madame Laveau. We'll come back to this little side table here. For right now, I need to make sure that her cat has a place to really rest and sit. Obviously, he can get up on the furniture. Madame Laveau is great with that, but she would want him to be comfortable at multiple heights. So she's giving him any chair that he wants, of course, and then a little bed specifically for him. I do know that I want that coat stand, but I can never remember where to find it. I know that it's in base game, so I obviously filter by that. Ah, there it is. But my eye goes right over it so often when I'm looking for it in build mode. So let's see. Do we want to keep it this color? I think we should move it a little bit over. Do we have a nice white? We do, but that's really boring. Why don't we just make it a darker wood? It's fine. It's a little coat stand. It's not that big a deal. I think I might actually move this a smidge closer to the door. Yes, we'll do that. We, of course, need the umbrella stand from Seasons. It rains a lot in Willow Creek. It is very hot, very humid, and with that comes a lot of weather. We'll go gold on this, although that's very brassy gold. We'll match the coat stand. It's fine. Not everything has to match. This is, like in a real house, most of your stuff matches, but then there are parts that just don't. Also, Mama Laveau has to have sprung for AC. It is built-in AC. We're not doing like window units, or we're not doing units that hang off the side of the house, although that would be pretty prevalent in this area. It's a more cost-efficient way to do it. It's just that Mama Laveau, again, she sprung for it, right? Let's grab our television. See, I don't know, like these ones are so big. I do like the counter space that would give us, or like the space down there that would give us if we were to do a television up, but I think that's just so modern. You know what? I kind of like this. It's got a little bit of history maybe. I don't think that she keeps it because she has to keep it. I think she keeps it because she kind of wants to. This maybe reminds her of when TVs first came out, or when she and her daughters were home and they would watch TV together. Maybe that's what this reminds her of. Her daughters are in their 30s. We'll meet them in later episodes. This is not a very good swatch. I wish we had it in white, but you know what? I like the story. She's decided to leave this untouched because it reminds her of her daughters, and nostalgia is worth more to her than aesthetics. Now, I do think that I like these here from Paranormal. I like the color, the little pops of color that it adds to the wall. I think it fills the space up very nicely. And you know what? Why don't we do a little dream catcher moment? Again, she likes to play in to all the lore around her. I think that she puts things in her house on purpose that makes visiting Sims, or at least aids them in believing what they want to believe about her. I think she gets a big kick out of it. I think she's just at her heart a very fun-loving, sociable Sim. She doesn't mind being the butt of a joke or the object of some suspicion. If it really bothers you, then that's a you problem, and she's not wasting her time on it, but she will play into it. That kind of thing. So let's get a lovely little plant out here. This is really beautiful, but I don't know that I like the glass set on top of glass kind of thing, although this might be fun in order to put out. I do think I kind of like that. Yeah, I think I like that quite a bit. So let's see. Oh, this slots right on the center, doesn't it? Well, let's see if we can't move that. Just try to alt place this. Wow, this is not having a fun time. Doesn't really want to work. Does that look okay? Is that too far forward, I wonder? How are we looking? That looks like it could come off the table, so we're just gonna move you over here. Thank you. That looks lovely. I think I would also like something from the Basement Treasures. I love this little bear because these look like little cards to me that are slotted in here. And maybe they are kind of reminiscent of tarot cards. Oh, that little purple one is so cute. But really, like I said, everybody in town has their ideas about this, but really it was just her daughter went ahead and got that for her for maybe a birthday or a Winterfest gift, something like that. And it's just always special. Maybe one of her daughters got her the bear, the other got her this cute little bowl, and she just wants to display them. You know what? These are probably where a lot of those rumors come from, that Mama Laveau is up to some paranormal no good. People don't realize that these guys are protective dolls, maybe. They haven't figured that out quite yet. They just know that, oh, they look like voodoo dolls, but they're not. These are, I would imagine that Mama Laveau, again, she gets brought things as thank you gifts from a lot of the people that she helps. I can imagine that this is from somebody who had these dolls mean quite a lot to them in their culture, and they wanted to give her these as a blessing of protection. So she proudly displays them to honor the giver. But if you are ignorant enough to assume and not ask, then she's not going to correct you. Perhaps just the one doll might help us out, because it's a little, I don't know, it's a little matchy-matchy on both sides. Right next to it, I think we're going to put this beautiful plant from Paranormal. Let's see. Do I like any of these for this room? I think the front swatch will do. To be honest, I think the front swatch will do. My Wedding Stories debug is the pack that's going to help us out next. They have these beautiful little messages in a bottle. I like the idea that Madame Laveau, maybe these are from Willow Creek archives. Maybe they were passed down from Laveau to Laveau. I like the idea that there's some history with these and that reading them gives you moodlets. I think it's an awesome way to pop in some of the history of those that she may have been helping and give a little bit of lore injected into the build. There's a pirate joke, so this would be like a funny one. This one's just a little happy hello. You know, nothing nefarious here. Mama Laveau is, like I said, a very generous sim, very sweet sim. She would never harm anybody, or would she? There's an unrequited love one. Oh, that's so beautiful. Let's see what else. We've got Till Death. Oh my gosh. I hope that this doesn't hurt your sim. A Pledge of Love. Oh my goodness. Scandalous Invitation. You guys, I'm loving this lore. Oh, there's only 2 slots up there. Oh, fine. I won't push it. Moonlit Musings. Look at that. So, you know, not anything super full. She just keeps a few messages out here and there. Again, it adds to her mystery, which I think she quite loves to remind people of. Let's pop out just a few more bottles, place them around here and there. I think that'll do it for those. I am going to leave this desk open. I don't think that she would have a computer right in her receiving room. This is just a writing desk for her, maybe to keep up on her notes, her finances, little to-dos that she has to do today. Like this is probably her little schedule book that she keeps in her desk. She's got little compartments for everything. She's got her pen and paper handy. She's got little trinket box here and there. Just pulled out. I think I like the pink swatch in that. I think that's really beautiful. And Madame would probably have her readers out. So this is where she keeps them, easily accessible. She knows exactly where they are. She doesn't have to think about it. Again, with our mischievous Miss Laveau, this is a very pastel kind of room. And she would probably bring this out in bright red so that nobody misses it when they come into her house. She's just messing with people, giving them something to talk and gab about. I think she knows, she's been around long enough. She knows the community is kind of moved along by all of this. Let's move this down here. Yes, perfect. Quite love that. And I think I'm going to want like a little vase very top of this in this last slot. This is the one that I was thinking of from the Dine Out kit, the table lilies. And I know that she's already got a little plant, little hanging plant here, or like a draped plant there. But, you know, I think she's, you know, a little bit about balance. What kind of swatches can we do? Oh, that's a nice one. I really quite like that. Very last, let's go ahead and get something up on these bland walls. Again, Mama Laveau has lived a lifetime, and I don't think that she's got space for blank walls. I don't know if that's exactly what I want to say, but she's just lived so much, and she's had so many people be so grateful and bestow these lovely little gifts on her, and she wants to honor them. Ooh, I love this, actually, this hanging plant from the knitting pack. So I think we'll hang that. I love it. We're going to pretend like this is a plant that doesn't need direct sunlight so that it works, that it's not directly in front of the window. I would also quite like one of these guys. I think, again, this is just people saying thank you for her counsel, for her little concoctions, poultices. I think that they know her color scheme, so they try to give her things within that. There are also some that go right along the wall that I would love to be able to use. Yes, these guys. That is a little too much. What happens if we do the white? Oh, that just seems so bland. I don't know that I like that. This has some wood tones in it, but that's okay because the person that made it just wanted to do something meaningful for Mama Laveau, something that came from the heart. I think that over the years, she's been able to collect these. I quite like that. You guys, I think perhaps this is just begging a rug for me. I just don't know which one to go with. Ooh, let's do one from the Moonwood Mill. Let's do one from the Werewolves pack. I think these have gorgeous swatches. That's white and kind of boring, but maybe it might be our one that we choose. Oh, so gorgeous. I love this because it just has so much history already in it. These are fairly dark for what I'm going with. So the white, how's that look? So the white might be the one that we end up going with. Yeah, might be the one that we end up doing. Just for continuity's sake. No, I like this one better. I don't know why. It doesn't go, but I don't think that would be her biggest issue. I think that, again, maybe it's a gift, maybe it's something that she found in a meaningful place. I think that has more to do with Mama Laveau's style than anything. I'm loving this front room. Let's go on over to the dining room now. You guys, I'm so excited for this series. I hope you are too. Like I said, I haven't been able to see any of your comments. At this point, the video isn't even out, the first one, so I don't know how you guys reacted to it, but I am so excited about this series. At the end of the world, like when we've built out all of the lots in the world and filled it with all the Sims that we need to, and made over all the current townies because they are a big part of this story too, then in order to get the save file ready, let me borrow from this rug, just get it nice and centered, I think. Then in order to get the save file ready, we're actually going to be doing a let's play, a little mini let's play with it, where I'm going to be rotationally playing all the houses. I don't know if I'm going to do that live on a live stream or whether I should do that as a recorded series, so you guys let me know. For this one, we're going very pinks and this bright kind of teal. I do love that color palette quite a bit. We are going to be using these curtains again, just in a different swatch. So I'm going to pop over one of each. Now, as you can see, these rooms are, like I said, it's in that shotgun style. There are a couple of shotgun styles. One is with the breezeways along one side or possibly both sides. One is with the breezeway in the center. So there was a lot of different ways to do that. I think probably that double entrance that we see quite a bit was more common. I'm not quite sure the reason for that, or the reason it became common in West Africa, which is where a lot of these influences came from. I had originally mistakenly thought that these were slave houses. That is not the case. In my Googling, and I'm learning so much, goodness gracious, about New Orleans and that part of the South. New Orleans was a beast of its own, really. Whereas in the rest of the South, race relations were not great. Up until right before the Civil War, New Orleans actually had the highest population of freed people of color of anywhere in the South. There were quite a few people of color who were business owners, who were landowners, homeowners. They were able to work normal jobs. It was quite progressive. That had a lot to do with its French roots. There were also Haitian refugees that came over. So it was a very collaborative kind of space, which is wonderful. There were also some amazing architects who were people of color and who were responsible for the vibrancy and the uniqueness of the architecture of New Orleans, Louisiana. So Louisiana was this very unique gem in the southern U.S. South for a very long time. Obviously, the Civil War made race relations crumble, brought tensions very, very high. But from what I've been reading, it was really the last city to fall, which is it's a good legacy to have for the people of New Orleans at the time. It was a horrible legacy to have as a country that it was pushed to that. So again, this is not something we want to necessarily dwell on, but these are the facts as they were, and we need to talk about it, and we need to talk about it openly. All right, so let's start. Let's start on the furnishings here. So I just pulled over this beautiful wallpaper from the Paranormal Stuff Pack. I'm actually going to be pulling out the Run Away table from the movie pack. It's a very, very colorful pack, and I love that. Yeah, here's my swatch. Perfect. Lots of beautiful colors. Let's make sure that that's centered. It is. I am also a builder that loves to build with the grid on. I like the references to where this is in space. I like to know that I am dead center if I want to, and I do like being able to have my furniture snap. I don't want off-centered stuff. And I know that may not be very creative, but I'm worried about everything else, and I like to know where my routing is going to be the most effective. So I appreciate the grid, and I appreciate that objects snap. I do wish that we had the ability to just turn it off, the object snaps, because sometimes that may not be your priority. I can't find these chairs, so I'm just going to filter by for rent. Now, this is a more formal dining space for Mama Laveau, so we're going to have beautiful ornate seating. This is a set a set of chairs that she got possibly from her time visiting Tomarang. Who knows? I also think that these look almost Victorian. The Victorian time period was very preoccupied with, first of all, nature. They loved pulling in influences from outside, wildflowers. They had a lot of art around it. A big preoccupation with this pastoral ideal, like cottagecore in its infancy was that. They also had a lot of interest in other cultures. So we saw lines like this all over Victorian Queen Anne furniture because it harkened from older dynasties of other cultures, which is a really, really cool thing. Now, to me, this corner is just begging for a little buffet, and I think we're going to pull this one out from decor to the max. I love the different patterns on it. I love the shots of color. Again, Madame Laveau loves a shot of yellow. She will stand that any day. I think we're also going to put another couple of chairs out here. Not that her table really has space for it, but you scooch when you need to, right? I also would love a mirror, and I don't actually mind it being high. Right above. Ooh, that's honestly yes, perfect. Okay, that's the swatch that I want. Lovely. This is a narrow, long room, so we want to give it more space. We want to make it look more spacious, and mirrors are a great way to do that. I love the colorfulness of these tassels. If you know of the For Rent pack, then you know that there is lore behind these tassels. I definitely expect Mama Laveau to have been at least familiar with this. Again, I think that she is a well-traveled sim, that there are many sims from many cultures who seek out her advice, who seek out her counsel. And so she would have just become aware over a lifetime of doing this, of other Sims' cultural lores and how they played in. And again, I think that these would be something that probably maybe one of the people from Tomarang she helped would be gifting her, or maybe she got these from each of the people. Maybe not specifically from Tomarang, but maybe somebody who has Tomarani heritage would have sought out Mama Laveau's help and wanted to give something meaningful, and so gave her a few tassels. She's not put them together. She hasn't gotten the little reward, but if you guys decide that you want to play with her, I will leave those out for you to decide what to do with. Let's pop a beautiful vase of flowers on our formal dining table just to set the mood a little. The Desert of Dessert display from Get Together, I never remember that it's in that pack, but I do want to pull this out. I do think that Mama Laveau would have snacks all around for you to be able to eat, sort of munch on while the meal is going. This would be kind of like a little bar, possibly. We'll pull out this little cake with style. Again, lots of little munchies. I think that she would be a very, very good host. So she would want to make sure that you were taken care of in all aspects. And a little bottle holder for her to keep some nectar handy. Always the good hostess, always wanting to have a multitude of things to serve her guest taste. So very next, I think we're gonna go back to that decor to the max kit. I actually want to do this one. I think that these are absolutely beautiful. I love how colorful they are. All of the greenery in it, the different patterns, the different colors mixed are gorgeous. So we're gonna hang that. I think we're also going to our For Rent pack. And I think this little peacock wall hanging is absolutely gorgeous. So we're gonna get that on the wall, fills it up really nicely. I think on this opposite wall here, we might want to do some historical photos. Ooh, this from Growing Together just hits me right. I like to think of Madame Laveau just displaying all of her worldliness because she is someone that not just her community, but other communities trust. Oh, beautiful. Then I think that she's very proud of that. I think that she is proudly displaying other cultures. I think that's part of the reason, for her eclectiveness. I've never seen this from the For Rent pack, and I love it. We're gonna hang probably a couple of those. Is there another? There's not another swatch. Maybe we'll get rid of that and we'll just put this up as well. It is a dining room after all, and it does sort of fit in with the swatches, although I wish that there was something a little bit more colorful. Yes, okay, I like this swatch. A little bit more random. We'll switch this into a green. This is very muted for Madame Laveau, so I'm having to like inject some color. And I think for this one, we'll probably do, oh, that's awful loud. Oh, this one, I actually like the flowers around it. Now, let's change this. This is a very blank space to me. I think it's part of a walkway, so I don't want to obstruct it too awful much with anything, but I think a nice tapestry might look really good there. This is the one that I was looking for from the Vampires pack. Let's see what would look nice and colorful. I'm leaning more towards this, and I think it's just a melting pot. I love Mama Laveau's house because it's just a melting pot of so many different styles and lore. I think that she's a good sim to start this series with. Oh, I kind of like that. I kind of like that a lot, actually. She's a good sim to start this series on simply because she's so central to this story. Next, I think we'll move on to a familiar household after hers. Her neighbors, the BFF household. But I couldn't start this save file without introducing you to this beautiful character in Mama Laveau. Guys, we are done with our dining room and our living room. So as you'd come in, you would be received in Mama Laveau's living room, and I would imagine that she entertains enough that most people in town have sat at her formal dining room table and either been counseled by her, or just, had their fair share of meals here. So I am thrilled with this. I will be back next episode. We will do her kitchen and sort of informal dining area, and we will probably do this hallway here. And then I think we'll probably only have this next part and then one more part after that, and then we will be done with the Laveau household. You guys have got to let me know how you think this is shaping up. How is Mama Laveau hitting you? What kind of wrongs have you foreseen her righting in the community around her? Again, if you have any suggestions at all about what this little shed should be for, I'm actually stuck between a couple of options, so I will have to see what you guys are saying. I'm having a blast so far. I really appreciate you liking and subscribing. Make sure to give a shout out in the comments to my very enthusiastic editor who is doing a fantastic job. I will see you all in the next one, and as always, happy simming.